The Valkyrian Dominion had ruled the galaxy for 3,000 cycles. Their warships darkened the skies of 1,000,000 worlds. Their bureaucrats cataloged every species, every resource, every tribute owed. When they arrived at the Sol system's edge, they expected another simple conquest. A backwater species that had barely achieved faster-than-light travel, ripe for absorption into the Empire. Commander Thexrel watched the blue-green world rotate on his view screen, with the bored confidence of someone who had overseen 47 planetary submissions. The humans had been cooperative, almost eager to join the galactic community. They had shared their culture, their history, their literature. They had smiled and nodded through the Dominion's demands. They seemed pleased to surrender their sovereignty, his tactical officer observed, mandibles clicking in confusion. Thexrel's 4 eyes narrowed. Humans are emotional creatures. Perhaps they fear conflict. The treaty signing would occur on their capital world, Earth, they called it. The Dominion fleet held position in orbit, 300 vessels, enough to reduce the planet's surface to molten glass if the primitives showed any defiance. It was standard protocol. It was always enough. Ambassador Chen greeted them in Geneva with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. She was an elderly woman, her hair silver, her face mapped with wrinkles that suggested a lifetime of expression. The Dominion delegation towered over her, their exoskeletons gleaming, their weapons obvious. "Welcome," she said simply. "Before we sign, I'd like to show you something. A museum. It will help you understand who we are." Thexrel's translator implant caught the strange emphasis on that last word. Still, he agreed. Cultural education was part of the integration process. Understanding a species made them easier to control. The museum was underground, vast and dimly lit. Chen led them through galleries chronicling human history. Thexrel saw primitive stone tools, ancient weapons of bronze and iron, paintings of their early civilizations. "We were tribal once," Chen explained, her voice echoing through the halls. "We fought over resources, territory, ideology. We were very good at fighting." The Valkyrian commander's mandibles twitched in amusement. Every species had a violent past. It was evolution's way. They all grew beyond it or died. Then Chen opened a door marked 20th century. The first room showed trenches filled with mud and bodies. Photographs of young men with hollow eyes carrying rifles with bayonets. "The Great War," Chen said. 16 million dead. We learned to kill with industrial efficiency. The next room was darker. Images of mushroom clouds, cities reduced to shadows. 80 years later, we split the atom. We built weapons that could end our world. We came within minutes of using them many times. Thexrel felt something cold settle in his stomach. The Dominion had nuclear weapons, of course, but they were ancient technology, rarely used, carefully controlled. And then, Chen continued, walking faster now, we went to space anyway. While we still had those weapons pointed at each other, we left our planet. We landed on our moon. We sent probes to the edge of our star system. We did this while believing we might destroy ourselves at any moment. She stopped before a massive display, a timeline of human conflicts. Wars numbered in the hundreds. The death tolls climbed into the hundreds of millions. Thexrel's translator struggled with the scale. "You're showing us your weakness," he said, but his voice lacked conviction. Chen smiled that cold smile again. "Am I? Commander, your species achieved interstellar travel 200 cycles after your last major war. The Torvalians took 300, the Ixthari nearly 500. She turned to face him fully. Humanity went from splitting the atom to faster-than-light travel in 150 years. We did it while still fighting each other. We did it with weapons capable of planetary extinction in our silos." She gestured to a wall covered in names, billions of them, too small to read individually. "We lost 3 billion people in our wars. 3 billion teachers and artists and scientists and farmers. And we kept going. We kept building. We kept reaching for the stars." Thexrel's tactical implants were running calculations, cross-referencing data. The humans had been cooperative, yes, but their industrial capacity was unusual for a species so recently unified. Their material science was advanced. Their population was enormous and their warriors. "You've been peaceful with us," he said carefully. "Because we choose to be," Chen replied. "Commander, we've spent the last 300 years learning something your empire never did. We learned that our greatest strength wasn't our weapons or our rage. It was our ability to overcome them. To work together despite our differences. To build instead of destroy." She walked to a final display, an image of Earth from space, blue and white and achingly beautiful. But we haven't forgotten how to fight. We've just gotten better at choosing when. Your empire rules through fear and overwhelming force. That's not strength. That's the easy way. Thexrel's hand moved toward his sidearm but froze. Through the museum's windows he could see the sky. Where his fleet had been, there were now only expanding clouds of debris. His tactical display screamed warnings. Human vessels were appearing throughout the system, hundreds of them, using stealth technology the Dominion had believed impossible. "You see, Commander," Chen said quietly, "we let you gather your fleet here. We wanted you to see what happened when you threatened our home. Those 300 ships, each one had a crew of thousands. We didn't want to kill them. We gave them 30 seconds to evacuate in their escape pods. Most made it." Thexrel's four hearts hammered in his chest. "But we needed you to understand something," Chen continued. "The Valkyrian Dominion claims to rule all. But humanity doesn't kneel. Not anymore. Not ever again. We've spent 3 centuries preparing for this moment, for the day someone tried to take our freedom." She walked to the exit, then paused. "You can return to your empire and tell them about Earth. Tell them about the species that went to space while pointing weapons at their own hearts. Tell them we choose peace, but we remember war. And if they come for us or any world under our protection..." Ambassador Chen's smile finally reached her eyes, and Thexrel understood why humans had survived their own violence. "We'll remind the galaxy what humanity does to empires that forget. We don't surrender. We endure, we overcome. We win." The commander left Earth that day with his surviving crew, and the Valkyrian Dominion's 3,000-cycle reign began its collapse. They had ruled through fear, but humanity had been forged in it.